Hey everyone, welcome back. So this is the police. Very spicy meatball of an episode last time. So Jack went to meet Sally, his wife, who's been seeing someone else. And at 3 a.m. at a restaurant that, was meant to be closed but was open specially for them. And he goes there and he gets clubbed in the back of the head with a pipe. No one knows who did it. And I was talking early on that it would be interesting if Sally's partner was Robespierre. But perhaps Sally's partner is actually a gang member. Maybe that's, the thing that's going. Sally's got herself in the trousers of a mafiosa person, like the pinstriped trousers of the mafiosa. And honestly, Jack's personality seems to have dramatically changed since then. Or he's kind of weird, like it's sort of like shifted. So he's now like dressing younger, like he's dyed his hair brown again. Like he's somehow got more hair. He's wearing like a new jacket. He's got a new car, like a fast car, as you're gonna hear soon. And he's just, I don't know if it's like to make up for the fact that, he's showing he's not weak, that he's still, young enough, fit enough, and strong enough to do this. But anyway, that is the role he's taken. And at the very end of the last episode, he revealed that he's been taking pills, which we did see before in the, the barn, that he's been taking pills. But he's gone to the point where, like, he takes so many that, like, it's causing him harm. And he was almost like a mafiosa type person. That he was threatening a doctor to give him pills, which he is going to comply with. And I'm really intrigued to see where this goes. On the gaming aspect, everything is going wrong in the city. Like, police officers are getting attacked. All my police officers were exhausted. I don't think they've been, working properly. Like, some of them are missing. I noticed that Florida is no longer on the staff. So we're going to have to build up the Freeburg PD again. Anyway, let's get to the game. The Golden Bird. Rogers is responsible for Freeburg PD breakdown. Kevin Paulson preparing to take helm with the FPD. And Mayor Rogers, I will bring order to the police station. Man, this feels like a bit of a setup, Like, Rogers, the mayor, was responsible for Freeburg PD. I mean, who was he called? Or deputy, I said he was in charge, so he's kind of, let things slide. I can't remember what he's called. And Kevin Paulson potentially is going to be the new PD. We'll see. I do like this car. Oh, we've also got a new cassette player, haven't we? Right, no. You have to stay here. I'm not taking this anymore. If you're 0, I might consider it. Oh no, Florida is here. I didn't see you on my list last time. Okay. We still have Florida and Purdy. It's Shift A that we have some problems on at the moment. They are dying with regular occurrence. Right, new cassette. We did listen to the last one last time. Second from last. Whiskey Tinged. I don't miss my old cassette player, I'm not going to lie. We're unhappy with the efficiency of Freeburg PD. We're cutting the department's budget. That's not a surprise. Oh. You lose 1 job slot, removing an What? Removing an occupied slot will automatically fire an employee. I'll take an empty slot then. I mean, we just requested an additional slot. So, we traded basically. Right, immediately on the labour market, we need to get 2 more police officers for A. Frank Woodward. You like steel-faced, determined. That's what I like to see. Honestly, same with you, Silvio Maley? I'm going to call you Silvio Maley because it's easy to pronounce for me, but I don't think that's actually your name. Right, we have 4 detectives. We have everyone on the shift. Don't recognise McDonald, but we'll deal with this. Right, request at City Hall. Oh, they didn't meet our request. Okay. Again, we let a lot of things slide last time, so it makes sense. In part, my fault. Homicide at the ghetto. 2 teenagers were sitting on some steps and smoking. A black man approached and asked for a cigarette. Go ask somebody else, monkey. The adolescents responded. The man grew enraged, quickly pulling out a knife and drove it into the chest of one of the teens. According to the other teenager who managed to escape, then he took out a cigarette, quietly sat down on the steps and started smoking. Base. Florida, you're going to have to deal with this because, it's not acceptable to stab racists. As much as you might like it, they can be, they can learn. If you kill them, they can no longer learn anymore. Like, I think you've stepped over the line there. Like, you know, if it was a confrontation, a bit of a row, hell, even if we went to fisticuffs, I think, you know, we could see to this. Like, we could slide this under the rug and, you know, try and get some corrections in attitude. But stabbing someone, not acceptable. A rape at the residential area. Maurice Queen heard from a neighbouring apartment a panicked female voice cry out, "Help! I'm being raped!" Then, according to him, it was all quiet for a few seconds. Then I heard something like laundry detergent and bleach, and then some music started playing. How did you hear laundry detergent and bleach? They don't exactly make, you know, distinctive noises. Anyway, we have to take this seriously, so we'll send Purdy, Robert, Austin, and the Gist. Only 2 officers left. Bit scary, but... Again, remember from the last episode, we cannot send a single police officer out now. We also have to be careful of people asleep at the wheel. Okay, everyone unharmed. Right, can I get you back in 17 seconds for the Transformer Vault assault? Because no doubt this is going to need more than 2 officers. If I can't, I'm going to send the 2 officers. Let me read the report. It was a false alarm. Mr. Queen's neighbours have just bought a new TV and we're watching some horror movies. Ah, I didn't get them back in time. Okay, we'll send Coachy and Shaw there. So an assault at the Transformer Vault. Electrician Jason Pruitt, was conducting a regular inspection at a Transformer substation and found a dirty, hairy bum who pounced on him like a wild bear. The homeless man bit him pretty severely, ripping a piece of flesh from his hand. The electrician was stunned but managed to run away from the substation, leaving the suspect inside. Are you sure it was a bum and not a bear? Am I about to send Shaw and Coachy to actually get murdered by a bear? Let's see. Right, a carjacking in city centre. 2 teenagers were laying in wait even, for the paramedics to go for their usual coffee, and then they made off with the ambulance. We literally turned away for less than a minute. Florida, catch these ambulance jacking scum. And you know what? I'll send Rocha instead. He's more alert. I don't want to risk Chang falling asleep at the wheel. That is something I'm not sure about the last episode when it said, you know, someone fell asleep at the wheel. Was it my staff or was it someone else? I took it as staff. Sorry, not my staff. It's Cleanliness Day in Freeburg, which will be widely covered by the TV and media. 3 employees from all city services, including the police, should come out and help clean up. Okay, Chang, I know you're tired, but would you like to clean? Same with Austin. Let's get our tired people out. And Gist. Purdy, I know you're tired as well, but you're the least tired of the 3. And you're also an excellent police officer. Florida just doesn't, you know, miss right now. 3 stars as well, or stripes. Right. Jason Pruitt has lost consciousness and he's shaking with convulsion on the ground. There's foam coming out of his mouth. It's rabies, isn't it? Call an exorcist. Keep his head and airway clear. I think we called the ambulance here. The homeless man is still hiding in the Transformer structure. The entrance is smeared with blood. Open the door and order the man to exit the substation. Shoot out the fuse with your sidearm and run inside, or knock on the door and step to one side. Ooh, I kind of hate all these options. I'm going to knock on the door and step to one side. And hoping that gives us time to react from, you know, nibbles inside. Nice. Everyone unharmed. You love to see it. You hate to see that someone's got rabies, though. Like, if you're, like, that far gone, you know, you're in trouble. Rabies not something you have to worry about in the UK, though. No rabies here. That being said, if I got bit by a bat or something, I still think I would rather not take the risk. I know as stupid as it sounds. I don't know if you get off that in the UK, actually. I assume you do. Well, I don't know. Anyway, a massive fight at the dump. About a dozen homeless people were sifting through a landfill for valuables and came across a case with a combination lock. While they were deciding how to split the contents, the group began to fight. A few of them had knives. An eyewitness called the police and reports that some seemed ready for a fight to the death. Surely would open the case first. Like, it could be empty. Especially if someone's thrown it away, it's probably empty. You know. This is like an extreme version of Storage Wars. It's like, you can take a look in the locker, but you can't go into it, and you have to bid on it. It's like, oh, what's in that box? It's like, what's under that sheet? Is that a Ferrari? It's like, probably not, because, you know, they've left it in this storage container in Florida. But you never know. Is that some antique filming equipment or something? And they always come out with insane things like, oh, there's a record player there. We can sell that for $100. Is someone buying a record player for $100? Especially, like, probably one that's broken? I don't know. Anyway. For this Royal Rumble, I will send every officer I have. I can send backup soon in Shaw and Kochi. I would have liked to send SWAT to that as well, but it was not an option. By the way, money, we have to gain it. So, we might have to start doing some things that we're not too happy about. Let's just say morally questionable. Right, the massive fight is over. The offenders were caught. Officers unharmed and civilians unharmed. The Dream Team. Okay. Public indecency at Beat Busters Dance Studio. Exotic dancer Marissa Gomez complained about a strange man in a raincoat. One of our rooms can be seen from the street. It's so we can attract customers. Customers, not perverts. This isn't the first time we chased the guy away. He comes all the time wearing a raincoat, no matter the weather. And it seems like he's touching himself. No one touches myself in the studio on my watch. I got that all wrong. Again, weirdo. I say in this age, it's actually set in the past, so I guess it's not in the age of, you know, the internet. Why would you be outside, you know, jerking your gherkin? You just don't need to. Just go on the internet. Or do what every other, you know, child did. Just find pornography in the bushes. Attempted carjacking, residential area. A woman called in to complain about a car alarm. This fucking howling woke me up! I have to get up for work tomorrow. I looked out the window and saw a dark figure duck into the alley. It's a duck. Don't worry about it. I think there's someone trying to steal a car. You know what? It's getting late. Let's send Florida, Timson, and Robert. We'll keep Purdy behind. Right, a man is standing outside the window pressing his nose against the glass and clearly touching himself under his coat. Grab the man by the arm and throw him into the patrol car. Listen, you have to specify which arm. Is it the left arm or the right arm? Because he might not appreciate you just tugging on his right arm. Or maybe he will actually appreciate him tugging on the right arm. I guess it depends where he is. Okay, join the guy. No. Or, sir, slowly fasten your pants and put your hands behind your head. Just straight to the point. Escaped, apparently. Clearly, we weren't armed. Bit of a kick in the teeth there, I'm not going to lie. Should have been an easy W for you guys, but... You know, maybe it was a three-way alley. And, you know, two were coming down separate alleys and he just ran down the third one. And Shaw, you know, not as athletic as he was in his youth. Anyway, a fight at King Louis nightclub. Didn't this have, like, a murder in it the other day? Like, shouldn't this be still closed down? Anyway, the bouncer at a nightclub refused entrance to 5 lowlifes, hinting that flip-flops and sweatpants will chase off the women. The lowlifes got angry and decided they'd teach the bouncer some manners. A fight ensued. Okay, simple. We just send 4 of our best boys and girls in blue. Right, the attempted carjacking. No one is trying to steal cars, the vehicle security system is too sensitive and reacts even to the slightest touch. Right, we have no new frames in this theft. Am I missing something here? Is this, like, incredibly obvious? Because I've not had new frames in this for ages. Like, did he pick up... The cabin's got there's no trace of it, just a brick on the floor. Because, like, why would he pick up the brick and put it into his bag? So I don't think this is the right frame. Nor this. Because he broke it with a brick. And then I questioned this one. I kind of just assumed it was him walking around, but maybe it's him walking around with the brick. I could see him carrying the brick, I suppose. But I feel like it should be this. Well, not in this order. But this is like what we did at the very beginning, right? Man picks up brick. Man throws brick through window. Man climbs through window. Man steals picture. Picture gone. Because I think we've had it in this way round and this way round. Like, it's not that. I don't know. I'm closing it again. But I feel like I'm missing something. I feel like I should be able to solve that case. Just a quick check, by the way. I do have 4 detectives in A now. Yeah, I do. Right, the fight. The offender was caught. Officers unharmed. Civilians unharmed. We didn't get the contents of the safe to sell off. That's unlucky. We'll just end the day.
Mr. Boyd, I'm going home. Do you need anything?
Oh, no, don't go. I need to talk to you. I won't keep you long. I just need to make one phone call and I'll be right out, okay?
Of course, Mr. Boyd.
Do you know what time it is?
I didn't mean, well, maybe I did. Guess I'm a son of a bitch.
Jack? Good Lord, Jack, I wanted to talk to you. Was wondering if you'd call. How do you feel?
I'm good, Mrs. Markham. Better than ever. The back pain is gone, the insomnia is gone, my hair is growing back, and my pathological indecisiveness seems to have run off somewhere.
Jack, if you think I had anything to do with that...
I'll waste no more time trying to think, Mrs. Markham. Every second counts. There's a lot to do. And one of those things is finding Laura.
Jack, your tone is scaring me.
Good. Turns out I have a knack for that. Scaring people. So, Mrs. Markham, I'm gonna look for my wife, and if you somehow get in my way, I'll send a special squad to your house. First they'll throw your dog in the fire, then they'll arrest you for prostitution.
What? What the he... Prostitution?
Sometimes it's necessary to invent charges. It's not like I can arrest you for being an unbearable bitch. Emma, I need a detective.
Oh, of course, Mr. Boyd. What shift?
No, not one of ours. A private detective.
Oh.
I know that when your father stole your mother's jewelry and left her, you hired a private investigator. You didn't go to the police.
You know, Mr. Boyd, it was a family problem, and we felt that it would...
I understand perfectly, Emma. You don't need to explain anything. I'm in a similar situation. As you might have heard, my wife left the house. She's missing, you could say.
I'm not sure what you're...
I know you've heard all about it. I want her found, but I don't want the department involved. Same reason you didn't. So I decided to hire your private detective. Think you can arrange it?
Oh, of course, Mr. Boyd. I'll call him and arrange everything. And don't worry, he'll keep it a secret.
Fine. What do you need from me?
Well, just gather all the information that might be useful and put it in an envelope, bring it to me, and I'll take it to him.
Good. Okay, take the day off tomorrow and get a good night's sleep. The day after tomorrow, I'll have that envelope for you.
Okay, one thing I've learned. Oh, it's not called Sally, which I think I've called her like 3 times. She's called Laura. Need to remember that. Don't know why I've got Sally in my head. Whatever. Crocodile found in inner city river. Farmer claims government poisoned harvest, and projectionalist accidentally plays porn at last picture show. Is that what they were called? Projectionists? That sounds like a much cooler player than, you know, like Cinema Monkey. Interesting. I guess it's an easy mistake to make as well, to do something like this. You know, they send you just a reel of film. You open that, like, bad boy up. You might not check through the films. It's kind of hard to see. You just load it straight onto the player and, you know, like, get it off. I mean, you know, the player. You start shooting off the film. Honestly, every single thing I'm doing right now just sounds wrong. And, you know, when you thought on the outside it said, like, you know, Robin Hood, great family film, you know, pretty enjoyable. But instead it said Throbbing Hood on it or something, and, you know, it's a porno version. And you just, you know, scar a bunch of children. I can see how that mistake would be made. Running with it as your main story, bold the fact. Mitchell didn't come into work today. No. 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 Excellent. Mitchell, you're in trouble. Ooh, White Russian. Not one of my favourite cocktails, not going to lie. I'm not a big cocktail person, actually. I kind of like a whiskey sour. It's a bit of my holiday drink. Ooh, this is a bit of spicy. Okay. I dig it. I dig this music. It sounded a bit like the Cowboy Bebop theme tune for a second. I thought it was going to be that. Okay, City Hall, LGBT protest. Not LGBT. Or LGBT+. For several years, we have constantly been tested by the LGBT organisation with its constant whining about gay rights. Recently, things have been relatively quiet, but the last 3 high school teachers were fired under laws banning the promotion of homosexuality among adolescents. These teachers spread LGBT brochures among our school children, teaching them tolerance. We dismissed them fairly and according to the law, but activists are gathered outside the school rioting in protest. The children aren't there to learn about men kissing and all the rest of their circus. The participants need to be taught a lesson, so they'll think twice next time they climb out their holes. Right, salary 1.3. On a formal complaint from the Labour Union. Please be informed that your employees have filed a formal complaint against you. We are gathering information and familiarising themselves with the circumstances of the case. Oh. Interesting. What the hell is this? Ah, this is the LGBT protest. I have to deal with something. So 150 gays and lesbians have gathered at the school demanding to talk with the administration. The headmaster refused to open dialogue and has locked himself in the office. You have to send 4 officers to SWAT in the paddy wagon. Right. Robbins, O'Sullivan, MacDonald, and McGillicuddy. You know what? I don't trust you, Robbins. I cannot help but think that you've been smoking, you know, the devil's lettuce. I'll send SWAT on the paddy wagon. Proceed. Right, Jack, the teachers were actually fired according to local law. Barbaric as it is, however, the protesters have the right to assemble and express themselves as long as no one is in danger. I have a couple of ideas how you can cover yourself if things go sideways. Evidence against Poots McGillicuddy. We could forge an official recording of police car chatter, where one of the officers involved in suppressing the protest talks about his hatred of gays. While discussing news about the teachers who were fired, he'll say, even better if we stick it to them all in the gas chamber. Whoa, that's a bit far. Or evidence against the church. We forged a letter complete with a church seal listing secrets that you supposedly shared in the confessional a few years ago. We'll redact it so the prosecutor won't get any compromising information. And we'll add a postscript in which the bishop allegedly inquires you to punish the sodomites, threatening otherwise to disclose your list of sins. Martin's step for protection against me. It's a lot of money. Go against the church? You know what? That's 25k down the smacker. Let's protect my ass this time. If there's already some complaints about me, I don't want any more. Oh, we just had White Russian. Fire in the Brain. Bo Barnett and Friends. I wish these songs would loop, by the way. Right, crime in progress in the suburbs. I can't send SWAT to this. Threatening phone calls. Ola Padgett said this is the second time a man called her on the phone and threatened her. saying she's gonna feed lead to her whole family. Okay, it makes more sense when you read the rest of it. Like, I thought it was gonna be like, you're gonna be a fed lead. But it's not, it's feed lead to her whole family. I heard some men laughing in the background, talking about how they can't wait to finally try out their new machine guns and live targets, said Mrs. Paget. I'm quite a well-known political activist in Freeburg, so the threats could be related to my work. Right, Prado, this is your first case, I think. And frankly, I need you to do your best. We're sending every officer. By the way, where's Mitchell? I don't care if you're a 320. Look, there's another 320 waiting in the wings. Andre Donut. One of the lesser known members of Outcast. Beautiful. Okay. Now that we have that sorted, back to the game. We're hoping for a better shift here for Shift 8, you know. They were really ground into the earth literally from the last shift. Right, suppress the protest by force. We're protecting ourselves, so I'm going to say yes. Again, this does not go in with my beliefs. I have to refuse. I have nothing else. I could retreat, but... The offenders just escaped. Officers unharmed. Civilians unharmed. Oh, we found some automatic weapons, though. I'm going to go against my better judgment, because I've just spent 25k. And I need to make money now. I was a bit of a goody two-shoes in, like, the beginning of the game. Child molestation or prostitution? Which one? I have to pick, basically. Oh, maybe I won't have to pick, actually. The protest is over. Child molestation at Freeburg High School. Schoolgirl Kathleen Campos said that her friend Stacey Peng gave their teacher a greeting card decorated with a heart, and the teacher made an obscene joke and told her that to come to his office after school. I pretended I was leaving, but then I went back to listen to the door, the frightening girl continued. First they were talking quietly, then there was a commotion, and then screaming and crying. No stripes among you but McKillicuddy, Robbins, O'Sullivan, and McDonald. Do the best you can. Right, we will get into the prostitution on Route 22. You know, the lesser known routes. Right, prostitution Route 22. Russell Slifer is enraged at the presence of prostitutes along a road on the outskirts of the city. Apparently there are... By the way, this music is going hard right now. Apparently there are a dozen prostitutes lined up and they're practically throwing themselves at the passing vehicles. Some are exposing their breasts and asses in an attempt to attract customers. Get over here right away and deal with the shamelessness. Alright. Prado, Taylor, Spain, Woodward, and Maley. And you know what? Take the paddy wagon. Round up the prostitutes. You know. No prostitution in Freeburg. And if you're a gay prostitute, oh boy. You're in for a rough time in this city, apparently. Again, just want to be clear, not my views, but the game's views, apparently. Through the glass doors, you can see a male figure trying to climb on top of a struggling woman, who he's thrown onto a couch. The schoolgirl is crying loudly. How many teachers have couches in their office? Oh, I guess it could be like, you know, a breakout room or something. I don't know. Knock loudly on the door and order the man to open it. Knock on the door. Go get the school's principal. Knock loudly on the door and order the man to open it. Man, a lot of people escaping right now. I thought that could be a possibility that, you know, you just run out the window or something. I was hoping in that scenario, you know, you would just break down the door. Right, prostitution. Hey, we caught someone. That's nice. Mass riot at Desire Park. Why is it always Desire Park? I'm going to wait as late as I can on this to try and get everyone back. Like, get your horns on. Get the sirens on. It's an order. Ooh, spicy. Hysterical young person just called in shouting, "Good God! The prophecy has come to pass! Dozens of zombies are roaming the park! Just like from the movies! Oh my God! Vampires! Freeburg is doomed! Send in the National Guard! This is going to be a fucking movie set, I can tell. Just in case it's literally just a fight and someone's called it in as, you know, the undead, I will send everyone and the SWAT team. SWAT I get to use twice, remember. It's also literally round the corner. The man was frightened by a horror film. Can we honestly arrest him for filing a false charge? Because that's ludicrous. There would have been cameras and stuff everywhere. Anyway, as I said, it was round the corner, so I didn't really care. Domestic disturbance, residence area. Mrs. Kazmi complains that her neighbours are arguing very intensely. They're a young, hot-headed couple, and it sounds like they're about to come to blows. I'm not going to send Prado to this. Taylor, Spain, O'Sullivan, and MacDonald. I'll trust you guys to deal with this. You don't need SWAT. Right. Suspicious individual, Desire Park. A woman says she was out having an evening jog, and she noticed a black guy in a hood following behind her. I was able to get away from him, but I'm afraid this bastard's still lurking in the park, waiting for one of the other girls. Prado? Woodard, sorry? I think I called you Woodward before, but sorry, you are Woodard. I'm McGillicuddy. Deal with it. City prosecutors have reason to believe that you seriously exceeded your judicial powers during the protest today. We're calling you in for an official questioning. Okay, so that protection did not really help me then, did it? Right. The Mafia will falsify a special crime in progress report. I can have officers killed. The Mafia will falsify a special investigation. And a detective will be killed. Or I can intimidate the members of a committee before the hearing at the prosecutor's office. The 12th of September, you say? Right, what day is it today? Can you tell me what day it is, game? $15th of September, sorry. Okay, it's coming up. I hate to spend more of my money. But I don't want to go down. You know, you have to spend money to make money. Right, there's a playground issue. The man in question is a medical student who also runs at night. Like, are you taking, you know, the Michael right now? No one was quarrelling. The man was working out to a loud TV. The woman was making a salad, cut her finger rather badly, and was running to her neighbours to call an ambulance. Her husband was the only trying to stop the bleeding with a towel. Hopefully I'm going to get some officers back for this. The playground, the attempted murder, you know, the actual crime here. Right, we're going to have to go with this. Attempted murder at the playground. Hurry! There's some guys who caught a transvestite and decided they'd work him over. They stripped off the guy's tights and they're acting like they're going to lynch him with them. They said they're going to hang him over the bar. Prado, Woodward, Maley, McGillicuddy, Robbins, and the Paddy Wagon. Go catch these monsters. Right, the hit and run report. We have 2 new frames. Interesting. We've not had frames on this case for so long. Right, I think this is wrong. Because it says they mounted the curb. Also, no, it did say that there was like a grill, wasn't there? Motorcycle. I think such a surroundings come across a group of bikers and a grey Jeep with a cracked windshield. Is that a Jeep? Maybe. I wouldn't say it was grey. It looks white, to be honest with you. But maybe this. This. But he mounted the curb, so maybe that's wrong. Right? So it's a heavy truck, a Jeep, or a truck. Oh, maybe he didn't. I thought he said somewhere that he mounts the curb. Or is that the old case? That was the old case, right? So this was in the middle of the road. Okay, I don't hate this. So maybe it is that. Although it did say he got flipped up into the windscreen, so it actually didn't go under the tyres, so that is wrong. Okay. Right, the robbery. Again, I feel like I'm missing something here. We've had no new frames. So a drunk guy got given 50. He said it was put into his hat. Maybe that's it? Like he's wearing a green coat on that? I don't know. I kind of feel like this is him spending the money and getting drunk. Perhaps it's this, because I assume this was him locking up and then breaking into his own store to rob it. I don't know if like the clothes matter, like this frame can't match because he was wearing a purple coat here and a green one there. But like he gives him 50. You know, he breaks the window, he robs the place. He gets drunk and he's got all the change from the 50 and then you have an empty store. Maybe it's that? In some order? Although it'd have to be like this type of order. Yeah, I don't know. Might be missing something. Because we've not had frames in that for multiple sessions now. This is probably our last thing for the day. They need backup. The situation is more serious. Okay. I know it's late, but Spain, Taylor, O'Sullivan, McDonald, get out there and help. In fact, it's very late. You're probably not going to get back home till like 6 AM. Oh, fortunately for you, time has stopped at 3 in the morning. If only that was like real life. You could just stop time for a little bit, you know, get an extra few hours of sleep. Man, I'd love that power. Freezing time must be one of the most useful things. Right, the attempted murder, offender court, officers unharmed, civilians unharmed, everyone, plus 10s and plus 5s for the people that, you know, came late. Right, we'll end the day. Day 62. And I think this is what we're going to call it here. If you're enjoying this series, leave a like, comment, subscribe. And we'll see you in the next part where apparently there's going to be a case made against me. Goodbye.